So, what does trust mean to you? This week, especially, I have noticed within my clients this question of people, places, and situations that they're in, whether or not they should trust them or not, whether or not they should trust themselves, whether or not they should trust the creator or the universe for putting them in those situations. So I'm offering you today a meditation that will begin to align you with the creator's definition of what trust is. This week, we're going to take this one subject, trust, and flush it out and discuss new ways to look at and to see trust in a different light. I hope this helps all of you, and I hope this leads you towards a path of healing. Thank you so much. So let's begin by taking 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. As we begin to feel our body relaxing, we want to begin to take in the room around us. Feel the seat that you are sitting on support you. And take notice of the air in the room. Is it cool? Is it warm? And do you feel supported? Take a minute to feel the ground underneath where you're sitting, and the ground that never betrays us, that always holds us up, keeps us firmly planted on the ground, and is a solid foundation for our lives. The ground never betrays us, and it always teaches us to trust, and that trust is simple. In today's meditation, we're going to talk about trust. And we're going to talk about trust in the highest sense of the word. And that's trusting the creator that is within everything in the universe. When we begin to put our trust fully into the creator, we'll never be let down. It's when we begin to get distracted by people, places, things, and situations that we place all of our trust in. That's when we begin to become disconnected from the real reality. When our fears come into play, when our frustrations and our anxieties take hold of us. It's a primal nature of being human. It's a primal nature of living in a physical world as a spiritual body. And our objective as spiritual beings is to always be able to rise above it all and to be able to see from a higher perspective. This initially enables us to let go when things don't go the way that we want them to go. And we can trust the divine order and a divine plan and the higher perspective that the creator of all that is wants us to see. So with that intention and with that consciousness, let's bring our focus to our heart. Begin to feel your heart beating within your chest, creating for you a rhythm of life, a unique rhythm that is your rhythm. I want you to begin to feel what that rhythm is and tap into it. I want you to imagine holding your heart in your hand and thanking it. Thank your heart for keeping time for your life. Thank your heart for keeping time and rhythm to your day. Thank your heart for all of its expressions of love and for all its cares and concerns that warn us of any danger or fear. And as you look at your heart situated within your chest, I want you to see your lungs and how your lungs so beautifully hug your heart. And your lungs are filled with air. And air is the closest thing that we know to the creator of all that is. It's something you can't measure, weigh, count, or touch, but that is always there. We rely on air. We need it. We want it. And we have it. Appreciate that. And now begin to feel your air fill up your lungs and nurture your heart. And with each breath, it's like a hug around your heart as your lungs do their job. And we want to thank our lungs for their love and their support. And if you listen carefully, you can hear them giggling like little children. They're so happy that we've engaged them. And they're so happy to play. And like a little kid does when he comes up to you and hugs you. This is what your lungs are doing to your heart. And now I want us to begin to imagine that there's this beautiful, tiny ball of pure light situated within our heart. And this ball of light, as we focus our attention onto it, begins to grow. And this ball of light represents everything pure, everything love, everything kindness, everything joy. It represents everything you've ever wanted and ever desired in its full and complete manifestation. And I want you to imagine that as we focus our attention onto that light, that ball grows bigger and bigger and bigger. And as it grows bigger, I want you to now imagine that that ball of light begins to travel down through your digestive system, through your stomach, through your abdomen, through your reproductive organs. And now it travels down through your legs and down through your calves and down through the soles of your feet, penetrating the ground beneath us. And it goes further and further and further, even beyond that, into the bedrock of the earth. And as it does, it sweeps up into the earth's core and begins to create this magical, magical, magical anchor, grounding us to Mother Earth. And I want you to imagine that our anchor, our ball of light, stays tethered there, while at the same time scooping up energy and popping right back up through the bedrock of our earth, through the soles of our feet, our calves, our thighs. And now as it does, it begins to relax us even more and more and more. And now it travels up through our root chakra at the base of our spine, up through our second chakra, with each way aligning its energy, and now to our core, but it travels up further to our heart, and further and further and further up into our throat, then higher and higher and higher to our third eye, and then finally we feel the pressure of it wanting to pop up outside the top of our head through our crown chakra, as it forms this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ball of light above us. And begin to take in the color of that ball. What does that sphere look like? What does your unique ball of light look like? And now I want you to switch your perspective to that ball of light. Almost like you're in the ball of light. If you look down, you can see yourself meditating where you are from a higher perspective. And now your ball of light will begin to travel up through the roof of the building that you're in, and higher and higher and higher, further and further, further as it becomes free to elevate, higher and higher and higher. It begins to travel up so far high that you can see the perspective of the entire city that you're in, and then the state, and then the country. And it travels further and further and further until it pops outside of Earth's atmosphere and travels higher and higher and higher into space. And if you look around, you can see Earth becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. And as our speed propels faster and faster and faster, it goes past planets and galaxies, and past the sun, higher and higher and higher, until it pops outside the physical universe and enters into this beautiful layer of light. All different shades, some dark, some light. And we feel it pushing us higher and higher and higher, propelling our momentum further and further and further, until we come to a beautiful golden-like layer. We feel this warmth everywhere around us, comforting us like angels' wings. But we push further and further and further, even past that, until we emerge into a substance layer that's almost liquid, like the deep end of the ocean. And as you're swimming in the deep end, then you enter this plane. You feel different pushes and pulls like you do in the ocean, the waves of the ocean. You push further and further and further and further and further, until you see above us this beautiful tingling white, iridescent sparkling light. And our ball of light pops outside the ocean, passing through a beautiful pink haze and emerging into this pearlescent white light of all that is. This layer is the layer of creation. And this layer, what we call the seventh plane, exists within it every single atom and molecule in the entire universe. The same molecules that were there from the very beginning exist here and exist now in all that is. I want you to feel that pearly-like sensation all over your body. And as you do, you may feel a tingling sensation. The hairs on your body might stand up. You might get a wave or a shiver through your body. This is the activation of a very special gland within your brain that connects us to our highest realms. Allow that sensation to come over you and wash all over you. And from this place, the Creator of all that is offers us every single thing that we could possibly want. So I'm going to channel some downloads for you. Downloads are packets of energy from the seventh plane. And just as everything that happens in the seventh plane happens instantly, all you have to do is say yes in your mind's eye to receive these downloads. Creator of all that is, it is commanded and requested that we be downloaded with what it feels like and that we know how to trust the Creator in every situation in our physical lives. That we know the Creator's definition of trust. We know what it feels like to trust. We know how to trust. We know where, when, what to trust. If you would like that download, say yes. And Creator of all that is, it is commanded or requested that we be shown every area of our lives in which we lack trust. And it is commanded that we fill those places in our lives with this new knowing and this new understanding of trust. And something is coming up about our circle, our inner circle, the people who are closest to us. Allow us to see within each one of those people true light of the Creator. That trust that is mirrored within me. And it is commanded that we become a beacon for trust, that we know the Creator's definition of what it feels like to be trustworthy. And to know that we are just magnets for trust. And that the more we trust, the more trustworthy we are, the more honest and true we are with ourselves, the more honest and true and trustworthy those around us, situations, the people, the places, the environments will be. You become that which you seek. And now what we want to do is we want to witness our lives in real time, in this real time, space, physical world, now engaging with these downloads and this understanding of trust. I want you to put forth before you a situation or a person who you may have been struggling with trusting recently. Now I want you to see that situation from the higher perspective. What lessons do you have to learn here? What lessons did this person come to teach you about trust? about knowing yourself, about trusting yourself. Do you trust yourself? As you see the scenario play out, all of a sudden it becomes lighter. What was once heavy and full of fear and full of frustration and full of maybe some anxiety, all of a sudden you can see it dissipates and dissolves into the knowingness of the creator of all that is. You can feel that light washing away that anger, that frustration, that fear, that anxiety. And now I see a blossom. I see a bloom, a beautiful bloom where that fear once resided. All of a sudden, that person, that place, that situation becomes a beautiful garden of delight that you can now interact with. And perhaps in this knowing, that situation changed and that person is no longer in your life. And perhaps that environment that you're in is changed or relocated, is not where you are supposed to be. Or that boss, that manager, or that person just fades away into the distance, allowing the space for other opportunities, other people to come into your life that now support your understanding and your knowing of trust and what it feels like to be trustworthy. I now see you surrounded by this beautiful, beautiful orange sphere of protection. I want you to also see it for yourself. You are safe and you are protected. If you would like to know that and what it feels like to know that you're safe and protected from the Creator's perspective, just say yes to receive that download. Now, I want you to feel into your body, your physical body, and where do you feel that peace now? For me, I feel it in my stomach. All of a sudden, any rumblings or anything that was going on before is no longer there. Now I feel that peace. It may be different for you, and that's an indication from the universe where you hold trust. Traditionally, we carry it in our solar plexus chakra. And so we now want to begin to ask the Creator of all that is to align all of our chakras in the highest and best way imaginable. If you would like that, just say yes. And would you like to know what it feels like to stay connected to the Creator of all that is in the seventh plane at all times, no matter what? If you'd like that, say yes. And would you like to know how to trust your intuition and allow your intuition to be the barometer for your life and the compass which leads you only in the right direction? I'm being reminded to tell you that, remember, your previous perception of what was right may be different from the Creator's. So we want to always remember to trust the Creator's perception of direction and the Creator's definition and understanding of direction, which leads me to share with you the truth that you're exactly where you need to be right now in your life, for you to grow, for you to evolve, for you to become the most elevated, perfected version of you. Would you like to trust that? If so, just say yes, and the Creator will download us with that knowing. And from this place, we want to thank the Creator for this opportunity to connect and to remind us that we are always connected and we can always stay connected. Feel that connection in your body, in every cell of your body. Feel it permeate every single atom of your being. Now I want you to imagine that that anchor that we planted at the beginning of our meditation in the base of the earth is now released. And as it's released, our energy becomes closer and closer and closer to where we began, in our heart. And at the same time, our ball in the seventh plane begins to descend through all the layers into Earth's atmosphere and popping into the top of our head through the crown. And as it begins to come into our body, it's reunited with our anchor in our core. And feel in your heart that you are connected to everything in this physical world, while at the same time being connected to everything in the spiritual. There is no separation. It is all one. And just take a minute to feel that connection in every cell of your body. In gratitude, thank yourself for taking the time to meditate today, for taking the time to nourish your spirit, your body, and your mind. And when you are ready, I want you to take 3 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, and out through the mouth. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Have a beautiful day and an amazing week.